Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most, charismatic and influential personality types out there, the ENFJ.
You know this quote. It absolutely nails the essence of the ENFJ. They're so focused on other people that they've earned the nickname the Giver. And in this explainer, we're about to find out exactly why. All right, so let's get into it. To really understand what makes the Giver tick, we've got to start by breaking down what those four letters, ENFJ, actually stand for. So you see, each letter here represents a core preference. But for ENFJs, the one you really need to pay attention to is F for feeling, and specifically extroverted feeling. Think of it like their main operating system, right? It's how they process the world, primarily through their values and how they can connect with and help people. It is their absolute default mode.
And look, this isn't just some casual hobby for them. No, this is their core mission. ENFJs they're uniquely wired to see the potential in people, and they find their deepest sense of purpose in helping others unlock that potential. Okay, so this intense, laser-like focus on other people, it gives ENFJs what you can only really describe as a social superpower. Let's dig into what that power looks like when they're out in the world. And what's so cool is how these skills all build on each other. It all starts with this genuine, real warmth and interest in people. And because they're so perceptive, they just naturally become these amazing leaders and motivators. They thrive on creating harmony and can draw out even the most shy, reserved individuals, which makes them such natural counselors and teachers. Now, this is a really crucial point, because while their motives are almost always coming from a good place, this incredible power of influence can be a bit of a double-edged sword. In ENFJs who are less developed, it can cross a really fine line into manipulation, kind of guiding people toward an outcome that they believe is best. But here's the twist. Behind that super confident, charming, and outgoing exterior, well, there's often this really complex and hidden inner world that, honestly, most people just never get to see. I mean, it's such a powerful paradox, isn't it? How can someone who seems so connected to everyone feel so alone? Well, a lot of that feeling comes from this tendency they have to not reveal their true, authentic selves. Right, because their focus is so intensely on being a catalyst for other people, they can totally lose sight of what they need, what their priorities are. They become these social chameleons, mirroring whoever they're with to build that connection. But sometimes that means hiding who they really are. And this just perfectly illustrates the tricky cycle they can get trapped in. They pour all this energy outwards, right? But then, when they're finally alone, that silence can be, it can be deafening. It gets filled with all this self-doubt. So what do? They go seek out more people. And that whole pattern of self-neglect just keeps on going. So what you end up with is this really powerful duality in the ENFJ. Their greatest strengths are directly, and I mean directly, tied to their potential weaknesses, what we call their shadow side. Okay, let's take their gift for inspiration. On one hand, it's this amazing tool for good, but on the shadow side? Yeah, that can cross a line into being controlling, kind of pushing people toward an outcome that the ENFJ has decided is the best. It's the same thing with their affection. I mean, their deep, genuine care is just a wonderful thing. But that nurturing instinct, it can get so intense that it actually smothers the very people they're trying to help, not giving them the space to, make their own mistakes and learn. And this, right here, this is really the heart of the matter. In their nonstop drive to serve everyone around them, they often just completely forget that they're a person too. A person with needs that have to be taken care of. It's like they literally write themselves out of their own equation. And lastly, this desire for harmony. It's so strong that they absolutely cannot stand conflict. So what happens? They might just sweep really serious issues under the rug to keep the peace. And any kind of criticism, they don't just hear it, they internalize it as this deep personal failure. Okay, so after all that, you're probably wondering, how does an ENFJ find that balance? How do they flourish without totally burning out or losing themselves in the process? Well, the answer really lies in turning that incredible focus of theirs inward. Instead of just reacting based on their feelings for other people, they need to learn to look beneath the surface of things, to see the deeper patterns and possibilities.
In all the personality type lingo, we call this developing their introverted intuition. It's all about finding insight within themselves, not just constantly reacting to the world around them.
And you know what? This breaks down into some really practical, doable steps. We're talking about pausing before making a snap judgment. It's about consciously treating your own needs as if they're actually valid, because they are. It's about reframing criticism, seeing it not as an attack, but just as data. And this is a big one, not automatically assuming the worst when you don't get that constant feedback you crave. So here's the big takeaway, the most crucial point of all. By nurturing themselves, ENFJs don't become less giving. Not at all. In fact, they become more effective givers. They can finally offer all those incredible gifts to the world from a place of real strength and authenticity, not from a place of self-sacrifice. You know, in the end, the ENFJ's whole journey of growth offers a really powerful lesson for every single one of us, no matter our type. It leaves us with this final thought to chew on. In a world that is constantly asking for more and more from us, how can we all get better at balancing what we give to the world with what we give to ourselves?